Hello everyone, I hope you are always fine. Today's video is very important because it talks about a person who is with us in every house living among us. But he has a completely different thinking from his habit that his words are little and his silence is greater. But the truth is that he has many ideas and stories inside his mind that we will discover today together. Before I start the video, if you see that I am offering you a new point of view and helping you change your life for the better, make a like for the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we're going to talk to each other about your teenager. First, we should know what a teenager means. A person who suffers from the most worrying period in his life, in which he turns from the title of child to the title of a guy, and for the girl the same words turn from the title of child to the title of miss. Well, is this transformation in the title only? Of course not. This transformation is in very clear physical appearances and everyone knows them, so there is no need to mention them here because we learned them in science classes. Adolescence remains a big leap that happens to the human being in which he lives conflicting feelings, positive and negative at the same time. Many ideas get into each other. The teenager suffers in it more than you can imagine, and changes appear on him that are much more important than the physical changes that we know. And this is the topic of our video. Focus with me. The teenager is very normal to be not listening to the words and is impolite, yes, unfortunately, as I am telling you. And he would also raise his voice and object to almost everything. And sometimes you will see nervousness from him that has no limits. Maybe most people don't like my words, but please continue with me to the end because I will put you on the right way. And the right question now is, I wonder, when I have a teenage son or daughter to work with them, what and how do I deal with them in the first place, as long as their manners are difficult like this? By the way, this is a very natural stage because we all went through adolescence and tried many things in every one thing until we matured and grew up and knew what is right and what is wrong. I am sending a message now to every father and mother of a teenager. This is the most difficult period in the whole human life because it is a turning point from one title to another title gradually, very slowly, so it is a boring and stressful period. For the human being, we can't make it difficult because it is hard enough. You have nothing to do with your teenage son. This sentence does not mean that you let him get lost. No, I mean by this sentence that you should give freedom to the teenager, of course within reason. Freedom to dispose of things and responsibilities that suit him. Freedom to express his points of view, thinking and aspirations without much criticism. In a more correct sense, you start treating him based on that he has grown up one by one and assign him the responsibility that suits his age, not treating him as if he grew up suddenly and it is not possible for him to make mistakes. And when he makes a mistake, you scolded him and criticize him in a way that hurts him, and carefully dealing with the teenager by suppressing his feelings, deserving them. The father must accompany his teenage son and the mother must accompany her teenage daughter. It is very unfortunate that we find opposite models in our society. And this exists a lot, which is that the teenager accompanies someone of his age and all his secrets are with him and his family don't know anything about him. On the contrary, his friend is everything to him. Maybe he will be lucky and his friend will be a little sane and advise him on the good for him, but let us be realistic. With some teenager who accompanies a teenager like him, how will he succeed in his life? Who will derive directions from and who will know where the right way is? I am currently assuring every father and mother that you are responsible for guidance only. What does this mean? This means that you are responsible before God for your instructions to the teenager, about your care for him so that he finds the right way and grows and matures, and the principles and beautiful values and morals that have become a little thing unfortunately in this time are planted inside him, and give him a space of freedom to go out and talk to his friends and share his life with them. Of course, because he is social, we will not suppress a year, because of a dangerous age, but on condition that you are the sponsor for him, his first friend, and close after that his friends in the second place, but the basis is with you. No matter what your concerns in life are, your role will determine his fate, believe me, because if you meet his feelings and freedom with repression and he can't live his age and adolescence in its natural age, the story will close inside him and appear in a more dangerous stage, which is the late adolescent stage, which is between the ages of 30 and 50. And then a person from outside will appear sane and mature, but from inside a teenager who lives a stage at a later age, because when she came at her normal age, life circumstances or suppressed, the parents suppressed her, they strangled her, so she must appear at another time. But unfortunately her problems grow because the teenager is very likely at this age to be the salvation of a house. and children, and everyone here pays the price of suppressing his adolescence. Okay, a question arises: if a father or mother did what they had to do and stood up and understood the feelings of their teenage son and the wind came with what the ships do not want to do, the answer is to this extent your role as a father and mother is over. Yes, you are not responsible for this, you are responsible for the trends. I wonder if you stood next to your son and his face every day or not. Did you talk to him or leave him to a bad friend who takes him to a bad place as well? His friend in the middle of his suffocation or fought with him because of his voice 2 pills. I understood him when he was in the most difficult stages of his life and opened his heart and reassured him, or I fought with him because he raised his voice a little bit. I understood him while he was in the most difficult stages of his life and opened his heart and reassured him, or not. Believe me, if you do this, it is impossible that your tiredness will be in vain, because you are drawing a road for him. When adolescence is over, he will find this road waiting for him, because he will run and knock on it, because he found someone to give him the key. He found you next to him to guide him and save him from every wrong idea, from every fashion that is not ours, because he was convinced of you as a friend who is afraid for him. So it is natural that he will grow up with you and under your shadow. If it happened and he disagreed with you and grew up and found another way, don't be mad at him. Always pray for him, because he is a human, not an angel. Because our time and the generation now is not like the past, I always pray for him to be a good person and survive the deceptions of strife. And look for him and save him, because he is lost and waiting for you to extend your hand again. And remember yourself when you were in a year, how many times you went and came, and in the end you grew up and matured and laughed at your old days, and thank God that he saved you from its evil. May God protect all our children. Thank you. I see you in a new video with a new point of view. Goodbye.